We are Thumbtacks and we were in Australia. Does that work?
I don't know.
We need a theme song.
I think we're fine.
Thumbtacks, 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 Australia.
Sure.
Right.
We came to the land down under, the land of Oz. Aussie land. And we decided to take a road trip from Sydney to Brisbane and then Brisbane back to Sydney, all in 14 days.
We arrived in Sydney and got our rental car and went out to Manly Beach.
The beach from our hostel was literally a block away. Like, we walk up, there's the beach, and of course Jai saw a playground first, so we had to play on the playground. And it was really cute, all the little kids. After we played on the playground with Jai, we walked the beach. We didn't really go in it as much. I mean, Jai, of course, got wet. He's a kid.
We left Manly and we don't have any internet connection or phone service, and we haven't this whole trip, which hasn't been an issue so far, a real issue.
We've
But
just been using free Wi-Fi.
free Wi-Fi. So we got Google Maps to tell us directions, and I guess we didn't super check the directions, so we got lost for about 2 hours.
Elijah's so frustrated right now. He hates road trips that don't have directions.
I think we're unlost now. That's good.
Our first Airbnb stop was right outside Coffs Harbour. It was on this beautiful plot of land that was a farm, like an actual farm. Not just, you know, those people that say I live on a farm but they don't have animals. What do you spy?
A horse.
A horse, of course.
Hi, horse, of course.
Jai, what are you going to do?
Race the horses. I'm going to call him Horsey.
You're going to call him Horsey?
Yeah.
But we stayed in a little camper trailer, which was so cute, and it makes me want to have one.
While we were around Coffs Harbour, a couple things we wanted to stop at was the Clog Barn, which is a place where they make clogs, and they do demonstrations of clog making.
Yeah, apparently Holland came to Australia at some point and left their little stamp there.
Just one clog barn. Another thing we did right outside of Coffs Harbour is we went to the Big Banana. Everybody told us to go see the Big Banana, and I thought it was just going to be a big banana, but it ended up being like a little theme park kind of thing. Trying to clean Jai's face. Look at it. So we rode the toboggans, which was really cool. Jai had a lot of fun.
We rode them, well, Jai rode it 4 times. We each rode it twice, so Jai had the most fun, apparently. He kept telling me, go faster, go faster. I can't let him down.
It's true. And it's amazing how many times this kid said yeehaw while going down the toboggan. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Yay-ho! I said yeehaw! You're not going to crash, Mommy. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Right past the Big Banana was a little turnoff for Sealy Lookout, which was really kind of cool because you could drive up the mountain.
Go past all these banana trees and farms.
And you got to a little point where there was a lookout bridge.
Forest Bridge, I think it's called.
Something like that, yeah. But you could see all of Coffs Harbour, and it was really a breathtaking sight.
We went to Park Beach, and Elijah and Jai, they wanted to stay down on the sand and, you know, splash in the water a little bit. But I saw this really cool hill that people were walking up, and none of them wanted to walk with me, so I took a solo trip.
invariably when you get to Australia, everybody asks, have you seen kangaroos? And so far on the trip we had not seen kangaroos. But it was a
Kangaroo
point.
crossing signs.
Lots of kangaroo crossing signs, but never seen it. Actually, I take that back. I saw a dead kangaroo when we were driving, but I did not point that out to Jai. So we found a place that was supposed to have kangaroos at it, and it's called Moonee National Park. And we come across this clearing, and we see a kangaroo and a little Joey in her pouch, and they're eating little grass and things like that. So we walk kind of up that way and see another family of kangaroos, and it was really fun. And one kind of flexed on us, and it freaked me out. Like we got a little too close, I think, and one started coming down, and it was just like, "What's up?" And I was like, "We should back up."
Yeah.
So, what did you see here in Australia?
Kangaroo.
And are you excited to have seen them?
Yes!
And what does a kangaroo do?
Hops.
But then anyway, so we walked up to this higher hill at the point of where Moonee Beach was, and we're pretty high up there, and we could see like the little lagoon beach area and then the cliffs on the other side, and there was kangaroos while we were up there, and we got to throw some rocks off the top because that's what Jai loves to do, just throw rocks off of large edges.
We saw lots of kangaroos and lots of Joeys, and we even saw Joey in his mommy's pouch. It's really hard to get Elijah to stop sometimes. We were driving to our next destination, and he wanted to get there in daylight hours, all that stuff.
I'm not a road tripper.
No. So it's usually me nagging him, or we need food or gas. So we were a little bit hungry, and he sees a sign that says, "Oh, food and gas, stop off Mullumbimby." We're like, "Cool, let's go." Well, it took us like a little roundabout way. It wasn't right off the road. But it was a great surprise because we went into a really cool hippie town that was having a music festival. Like we were in the middle of it, so there's just people just on the streets playing, and just lots of colorful artwork and clothing.
Double-decker buses with tie-dye.
Yeah, it was super cool, and me and Jai fit in. Elijah looked a little square. So we stopped at an Airbnb right outside Gold Coast, and we made our way to Burleigh Beach, which is in Burleigh Heads. And it was the most crowded beach that we had been to so far, but still wasn't even that crowded. We brought our bathing suits, but we left them in the car because we got sidetracked with another playground again. Yeah, and then we went immediately to the beach. So we were, just swimming in our undies.
Back to Daddy.
Do it.
The waves were really choppy that day, so I was out there getting my butt kicked for a little bit, trying to ride some waves, and then I gave up because that was hard work. Right next to Burleigh Beach is a little trail that you can walk up, and it's for Burleigh Heads National Park. It's a little bit further down in the trail. We saw that there was a swing down there right by the water, and so I threw Jai on my back and went down the steepest, slipperiest area. But luckily nothing happened, and we got to do some cool pictures and swing on this little swing.
Yeah.
On the way back, it started to rain a little bit, and then it started to rain a lot, which made the rock slides a little bit scarier.
Yes, and then our son decided to feign tiredness and have you carry him the whole time. So he's guns, man, and big because of him. We couldn't, I guess, leave Australia without seeing some dinosaurs. So we went into Brisbane, and we went to what museum was
The
it?
Queensland Museum of Science. We got to walk around and see different exhibits, really cool photos of the different planets and moons.
Solar system.
That was cool. And then extinct animals from Australia right around the Brisbane area. So of course dinosaurs and sloths and things like that.
Reach the top?
Get him, Jai. And then there was like a little area outside where they had 2 big plastic dinosaurs, and they had dinosaur sing-along songs.
Yeah, that guy. He's so cute singing and stomping along with it. The museum is right in South Bank of Brisbane, which is an area along the river that flows through it. But there's a lot of like outside rec things that you can do along the way. We stopped by a playground that was there for Jai. It had a big old hamster wheel and a rock climbing like wall thing for him to go up on. It was fun. They have a bunch of other things. We only walked as far as the playground and then the man-made beach and pool that they have along the riverbank.
Pretty cool. It's like there's a riverbank, then there's a beach.
Yes.
An enclosed beach and a pool like right next to it. It was
yeah.
Very cool. Jai got to play and he made some friends with some little kids.
Even on fake beaches, this man is chasing seagulls.
We left Brisbane and we turned back to head towards Sydney, stopping at different points along the way. Our first stop going back to Sydney was Byron Bay. We wanted to check out a lighthouse that was there. What's down there, Jai?
Byron Bay is actually the most eastern point in Australia.
Yes.
So that was kind of fun to stand that far out to the east and just know that there was nothing around you but Pacific Ocean. From up there we could see Byron Beach, and so we drove down there and went into the town of Byron and had some lunch, and then went to Byron Beach and played around down there, and we drew in the sand.
This kid, Jai, he has seen the Justice League in Australia, and he is addicted to Flash, but us being the whole Justice League. So he is
I'm
Flash,
Batman.
I'm Wonder Woman, and he's the Flash. So everywhere we go, we're that's rude. We're drawing different Justice League logos in the sand.
Yeah. Family portraits now look a lot different. So further south towards Sydney, we stayed in a little tiny farm town called East Wardell. We just stayed on this little farmhouse, and it's just this open land with mountains pretty far away, and there was nothing around. And they said, Joe, just drive 5 minutes and you'll be at a beach. And it doesn't seem like that's even possible. And then you drive 5 minutes and you're at Patches Beach.
Not even 5 minutes. The farmers use it as like a secondary road because it gets them to their spots quicker, but that means no one's really using the beach, so that's why they can drive on it. He's having so much fun. We left Wardell and we had a huge road trip back into Sydney, or just outside Sydney. Like, it was, without stopping, it should have taken us 9 hours or so, but we did stop and it took us more like 12, 13. Yeah. Except like the places that I seemed to pick were a little bit further than just right off the road, so that made Elijah a bit anxious.
She never just picks anything simple. It's always got to be we go somewhere and then loop around and then teleport over here, and then we diagonally to some other spot.
So we went to Port Macquarie, and they have a little cute lighthouse. Like, I'm used to the really tall, like slender lighthouses back in the US. Their lighthouses here are really short, but that's because they're on these really high cliffs, so they don't need to be any taller. But this one was so small and so short, like you could probably mistaken it as just like a little house.
It was like a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah. But the best stop was in Newcastle, and I was most excited about that, and I was saying, no, we are not going to miss out on this one stop. We could miss out on the other ones, but this one, I was like, can't do it. So luckily, I was the one driving. But we went into the town of Newcastle, and they have a swimming hole, I guess, area where long ago some prisoners carved out a pool, or what they called a bath back then, into cliffside. and the ocean waves just crash into it and change out the water every day, so you're not swimming in like stagnant water. But it was so cool. It was like right there at the bottom of the cliff. You just had a cool water show happening. We got there at sunset.
It was really nice.
Yeah.
There's so many bats in here.
I feel bad for the prisoners who had to dig that joint out though,
Yeah.
because that was some work.
For some dude's personal use too.
We finally made it back to right outside of Sydney. And actually I linked up with somebody, a friend that I had met on a previous trip to Cancun, Mexico. And her name was Lucy, by the way. And she came and met us in Sydney, and we actually spent a really nice day walking around Sydney and checking things out.
So we're always trying to, you know, dive into a little bit of culture. And so happens that day at the Sydney Opera House, they were having an Aboriginal festival where they had different dance competitions and just cultural shows and different little tents set up to sell their artwork and just teach us something new. And we actually took a ferry taxi around the harbor to Cockatoo Island, which was housing prisoners.
Same prisoners that
Yeah,
made the bath. I don't know.
And then it turned into a shipyard, and now you can camp on it.
Yeah, you camp in the old prison. It was called Cockatoo Island, but it was mostly full of seagulls.
Yes.
Now, this entire trip, Jai has been a seagull terror. Everywhere we see seagulls, he chases them, and on the beach, he just, chases them away and saves our lives from seagulls trying to eat our food and things like that. So that's his favorite activity. Well, on this Cockatoo Island, he got scared.
Hey Jai, come this way. Jai, come here. Because their little babies are over here. That's why. Did it look like they were getting ready to attack you?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's because their little babies are over here. Is that a little scary?
yeah.
Did the birds fight back?
So the birds fight back.
Right around the area that we were sitting at, they were nesting. And when he ran at them and screamed, they turned and screamed back at him.
Yes. But yeah, Sydney, still pretty cool. We got to get some gelato.
Yeah.
We noticed that gelato is everywhere there, and apparently they won a gelato competition, beat Italy, so.
Yeah, Lucy treated us to some gelato. It was really so good. Just had a really nice day catching up and hanging out and seeing Sydney and just kind of saying a goodbye to the Australian coast.
And like you said with Lucy, like she was one of the people just along the way that were so nice to us. I had friends that I knew back in Japan that we met up with.
Yeah, that was really cool.
All the Airbnb people that gave us tips and let us join their family meals and help them around their farms. So just thank you, because that all adds into our trip. We can keep telling you about these places, but I wish we could like
Maybe
just
more about the people.
yeah.
So that was our Australian East Coast road trip
Yes.
from Sydney to Brisbane and Brisbane back to Sydney. We'll catch a flight to New Zealand and then catch another connecting flight to Rarotonga Island, which is part of the Cook Islands. It's the main one. And we'll be staying there for 10 days, really just kind of beaching it up and having some fun.
Yeah, I don't know, excited about just everything next. We're hitting what, month 3 out of our 10 months, so
Something like that.
we're still just getting started. You say goodbye, Jai?
Bye!
Say we'll catch you from the Cook Islands.
I don't know who Jai is.
Yeah.
Flash, say bye.
Bye!
We'll catch you guys from the Cook Islands.
Bye.